What's up, savages? Terrence Pop here with another episode that actually is live from the lair. Blake's off tonight. He's got family duties to attend to, and we have all kinds of crazy shit going on out there. Now, I want to apologize to the supporters on Sunday. I've had really bad internet problems that they say are transient, and it screwed everything up on Sunday, and I humbly apologize. It is what it is. I have two internet cables coming in here, one from AT&T, one from Xfinity. We primarily use Xfinity. That one was out on and off all day on Sunday. I noticed it in the morning. I switched over to AT&T and I was using, my internet upstairs and my TV, but it was just dog slow. I was getting the circular thing. I did a speed test and it was painfully slow. I couldn't even do the live stream on Sunday, even if I wanted to, because of that. All right. And apparently we're having problems with StreamYard. We literally were jacking with it, trying to get it to work up until basically 4 minutes out. So if this stream gets cut early, I just want to apologize. It is a clusterfuck. Now, if you hang on till the end of this podcast, I'm actually going to give some intel in some updates in regards to what's going on in Israel right now. And it's not as good as you think. Anyway, we have Jimmy Bones helping us out.
Fucking hell. Murphy, right? Quit being an asshole, man. Leave us alone. Fucking audio issues. I got everything running off the laptop tonight, so fun times. Yay.
Yeah, well, we might have to rehearse or something tomorrow or whenever over the weekend to see if we can get this to work. Yeah. And I literally have no idea. I literally turned this stuff on yesterday. Everything was fine. I turned it all off. Came in here and I turned it on again, and it's all jacked up.
All kinds of fucked up.
Hey, we can only do what we can do. So why don't we pull up the first article?
All righty. Oop, that's not the right button. There we go. Oh, let's see. Well, we all know that everybody's favorite lingerie line, Victoria's Secret, they're not having a good time. They pizzaed when they French fried. You know what happens when you do that? You're going to have a bad time.
You're going to flop. You turn into a calzone.
Victoria's Secret's devolution from an embrace of femininity and beauty to a woke nightmare.
All right. So if you haven't been paying attention, all right. So back in the day, I've had the opportunity to bang a couple of models that work for this particular store. All right. So we've noticed that the wedding industry has been collapsing. We've had big bridal whole, corporations go bankrupt. Okay. Well, if people aren't getting married, kind of makes sense. They're probably not banging as much. And a lot of those items from Victoria's Secret are not being utilized to their fullest potential by all aspects of so-called the sexual dynamic that we have going on now. Okay. Now, on top of that, we have seen Sports Illustrated with their heavier women. We've had trans models winning beauty contests, and Victoria's Secret decided to jump on board. And my prediction is, in a short time, we're going to see Victoria's Secret go under, go woke, go broke. All right, continue on. Sorry about that, Jim.
Secret, not going to be so secret anymore. But Victoria's Secret annual fashion show used to be a spectacle like no other. People, especially women, waited all year to gawk at the world's most beautiful supermodels waltzing down the runway, adorned in gorgeous, sparkling lingerie and enormous angel wings. Yeah, and those same models were gawking to get the job, allegedly. But those days, it seems, are long over. In an age where progressivism has swept the country like an insidious plague, Victoria's Secret is now like nearly every other mainstream brand, woke.
Yep.
Sad trombone noises. Lauren Chen is disappointed, to say the least. As someone who used to enjoy watching the fashion show, as it was a, quote, an unabashed example of womanhood and femininity, which it was, because those girls were drop dead gorgeous.
Yes, they were.
She's disheartened to see the company has conformed to appease the woke crowd. Fucking conformists. While Victoria's Secret has made an effort several years ago to include plus size models in its marketing campaigns and in the fashion show, the company was met with criticism because, quote, even those plus size models were too attractive and not diabetic enough, says Lauren.
Okay, stop right there. All right, how many times we heard the saying beauty at any size? I don't know, thousands, maybe 10,000 times I've heard that in the past 5 years. It doesn't make it true. Men like what they like. And the average woman out there in the Western world is 5'5", 170 pounds. 1/3 of them are on head meds. 1/3 of them have an STD. And 90% of them have been on some type of crazy birth control, which is not conducive to even keel thinking. Okay. But they insist on having these plus size models and all this other crazy stuff. Men don't want to look at it. They certainly don't want to touch it. And they don't want to participate in any way, shape, or form with that market. And the proof is in the pudding, because those men have walked off with their wallets, and you get what you get.
Fun times. Because I had a thought there, but I lost it there. But we'll get back to that. Further, the LGBTQRSTUVWF me and the A community unsurprisingly complained about the lack of queer and trans inclusivity. Not enough penis on that runway wearing lingerie.
Okay, again, men like what they like, and they don't want to see a woman with a dick.
No.
I'm sorry.
As the saying goes, there are no such things as chicks with dick, Johnny. Only guys with tits.
Yeah, absolutely.
God. In 2019, the company's complete 180-degree transformation began when its former chief of marketing officer, Ed Razik, came under fire for allegedly, quote, creating a culture of misogyny and harassment in the workplace.
What?
I'm sorry. How do you create misogyny when you are literally making clothing and all these other garments and whatnot that are appeasing to men that are on a beautiful woman's body?
All right, here's a side note, Jimmy. Are we on Rumble?
We should be. Let me double check here. We should be on Rumble. Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yep, I just had to do a quick reload on that. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry about that. I'm just curious.
No, yeah, I figured Murphy's going to fucking show up. He's going to stick it in one hole and spit roast us with the other one.
Yep.
Oh, fucker. Fuck you, Murphy.
Hey, we can only do what we can do.
Yeah. The weight of these allegations against Razik, in combination with, quote, increased scrutiny of social justice and feminist activists, was enough to temporarily suspend the fashion show. No, it wasn't scrutiny. It was jealousy, because you go to a social justice rally or a feminist rally.
All right. No,
self-explanatory.
Again, feminists. Let's roll this back. All right. We have the WNBA, right? The women's, basketball, whatever. They throw games. They have games all the time, right? And they have them in these stadiums where they have the male basketball games. And they pull in about 8% of the total crowd of the male games. Period. All right. So what you have here is you have feminists canceling, screaming, going crazy but they will not throw any money in that direction. So what does that tell you? It's telling me they're toothless tigers. All they really do is bitch, moan, and complain. They want to have all of this fairness, which in reality isn't fair. It's special treatment because guess what? If you had a professional male basketball team that could only pull in 8% of the crowd needed to fill a stadium, they would get traded away and shut down. But they're not because they are subsidizing the whining, screeching feminists of the world. And that's only going to last so long because of this one simple statement. Money talks and bullshit walks. It's just that simple.
Yep.
At the end of the day, everything boils down to money, right? Am I wrong?
Pretty much, yeah.
And either you earn money to cover your overhead and make a profit, or you don't. Very rarely do people like get on the fence where they're not making profit or not losing money. It doesn't happen that often. It's usually one or the other.
Yep. Man, I don't know what it is.
And that's one of the main reasons we're reading you this article here.
Yep.
That you guys know about the insane special privileges that the women of the West want. And they hide behind equality.
Yep, they want all the same privileges, just not to put in the effort to get them.
Correct.
What was the percentage of men dying on the job again, Pop? Wasn't it like 94, 95%?
It's like somewhere between 94 and 97%, depending upon the industry that you're looking at.
Yep. So come on, ladies, get those construction jobs. We know you guys can. You're good at.
Yeah, listen.
They're good at nailing. Oh, I mean, getting nailed.
Yeah, if these women truly wanted equality, they would fight for the jobs on the crabbing boats. They'd fight for the jobs in the coal mines. They would fight for all of those jobs out there that men have been doing, forever. The dud jobs, the dangerous, uncomfortable, deadly jobs. Those ones. Women don't like those jobs.
Nope. No, I want my air conditioning in my office, and I want a brand new office chair because this one hurts my back. Me. Yeah, shut up and suck it up. Let's see. The company promised its brief hiatus would allow it to return to the stage better than ever, but it was a total lie. Shocker. The new and quote-unquote improved Victoria's Secret that just emerged this past September in the form of a pseudo-documentary called The Tour is as woke as it gets. Most of the pieces in that feature in this film are not actually lingerie. Shocker. Why they decided to not focus on the thing that the brand actually makes is beyond me, and I'm guessing it has something to do with all those allegations of misogyny.
All right. Now listen. If you want to get the attention of the male snorkel, you need to basically dangle some bait that'll make the snorkel point north. If you can't do that, what's the point? That's it. Are you there, Jimmy?
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm still got used to doing my dual setup. Now I'm back to my laptop. So,
all right.
Sorry about that, gents. Hiccups and Murphy and fuck that asshole. Let's see. Further quote: the models featured in the tour don't look nearly as sexy or as glamorous as the models that used to walk Victoria's Secret fashion show. In fact, they're very average looking and often overweight. So, in other words, Pop, I give them a 4.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which might have worked for a company like Dove selling hygiene projects, but certainly it's a 180 pivot for a company like Victoria's Secret. Even the stereotypical thin, beautiful models included in the tour were not styled to be glamorous or feminine as they were in the past. They were trying to make these attractive models look worse for some reason, says Lauren. That reason being equity, and beauty. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sometimes you're blessed with the genetics of a Greek god. Sometimes you're blessed with the genetics of Gorlock the Destroyer.
Yes, that's absolutely correct. And I'm going to be honest, you should not have Gorlock the Destroyer walking up and down a runway with lingerie on. I'm just going to say right there.
No.
Now, yeah, there are some women out there who are referred to as butter faces, meaning that they are from the neck down, they are absolutely stunning. But for the face is all messed up. It could look like olive oil. It could look like an orc from Lord of the Rings. And that will require basically an averaging out overall. But that's up to you, gentlemen. Just saying.
Yeah. If she's got a butter face, make sure to butter her tonsils and then skedaddle.
Well, like if she's got like an 8 body and like a 4 face, you average it out to a 6. It's not too bad.
Yeah. Either that, or you just you go to the store and ask for paper bags.
That is a technique as well.
Get 2 just in case the one falls off of her.
Because I'm going to tell you this right now, 80% of every man out there will bang virtually any woman. And then you have that horrific 20% that'll bang anything. All it requires is a 6-pack and a light switch, 2 legs and a butthole, if you know what I mean. There's just some sick bastards.
Yes, sir. That is, I'm not proud of it. I've slayed a hog or 2 in my day. So
it's all good, brother.
It happens, man. When you're down bad, things happen. Oh, let's see. We'll finish this one off here real fast. Let's see. Where was I at? But that's the only beginning in the new Victoria's Secret era. Not only has the company replaced live fashion shows with a film, but also nixed the iconic pop music. All previous fashion shows featured a famous artist doing a live performance while the models walked the runway. Taylor Swift, fucking stupid cunt. Bruno Mars, Ariana Grande, The Weeknd, and Ellie Goulding are just some of the artists who have performed on the Victoria's Secret stage. But this year, the company decided to take a radically different approach. Instead, they incorporated a poetry...
What?
A poetry recitation from, I'm guessing, a Nigerian artist who found it, says Lauren, who found the stunt awkward and uncomfortable.
All right, hang on a minute. All right, so obviously what we have going on here is we have the generation that just got out of high school, about 6 years back, now working in the industry. And somehow they thought this was a good idea. Well, it's not, number one. Number two, we have a whole generation of individuals moving into the mainstream economy who don't know how reality works. This is not going to go well.
No, not at all. And a poet from Nigeria. How inclusive of them.
Mm-hmm.
Victoria's Secret actually took to heart the criticisms of online feminist activists, says Laura, and the company created a film that checks all the boxes. It's diverse. It features different body types. It features different artists from different countries. It's super feminist and that none of the women really look good, so you're avoiding male gaze. And it has uncomfortable, weird poetry and art, which progressives love.
Yes, and it doesn't make money. Obviously, it does not make money. Go woke, go broke.
What could go wrong?
Like this whole quota thing. Oh my God. You want to talk about killing the story, killing the plot, and destroying everything it touches. That's a prime example right there.
Yeah. Everything woke turns to shit. I'll wrap it up here soon. The tour currently has a 2.9 out of 10 on IMDb and a pitiful 1.7 stars on Amazon.
Good. It should.
Ouch. Good. Those numbers suggest that people would still rather be entertained than have to sit through essentially an hour of virtue signaling about how progressive Victoria's Secret's brand is.
Correct. And listen, it's my opinion that the progressives out there have no idea how the world really works. They want the world to conform to their feelings. Well, in reality, feelings don't mean shit. Sorry. It just is what it is.
Yep. Well, they go to college and all that, the indoctrination centers, as I call them.
That's exactly
and
what
they get force fed all of this stupid bullshit down their throat to the point where they're like a gorgeous, like 7.5, 8 girl, fresh out of high school, it's 18 years old, will go to college, and not even 2 years down the line, half-shaved head, fucking face tattoos, fucking 4-gauge earrings, her fucking lips are all pierced, more metal on her face than in a tackle box.
Yep.
Sleeve tattoos, and I can appreciate tattoos on a good looking woman, but they got to be tasteful. If it's just random shit, be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna let this meth head fucking tattoo this. I'm like, no.
Listen, tattoo starts with a T, and so does temporary.
Yep. And so does trouble.
Yeah, listen, man. If you run into a woman that has a wizard sleeve tattoo, it's an inverted windsock down below. Just a rule of thumb.
Wizard sleeve on the arm, a wizard sleeve in between the legs.
Yep.
Yeah. Sad thing is that's how my cousin met her ex-husband. God, that poor sap. Oh man.
What's the next one?
Well, these next two, we're gonna have to be a little careful on how we speak. We got to tiptoe on the eggshells in the ice because an 8-year-old poke and smoke child dies after sudden heart attack.
So this is the poster child of the poke and smoke. Had a heart attack at 8 years old.
8 years old.
Now, I don't know about you. Unless you are born with a congenital heart defect, you should not be having a heart attack at 8 years old.
Yeah, I don't think so. No, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I'm pretty sure 8-year-olds are pretty healthy if they're, don't have any complications at birth or during the gestation period. So
this is heartbreaking.
Yeah, this fucking sucks, man. An 8-year-old boy who was featured in a national campaign to promote the poke and smoke for children has tragically died after suffering a sudden heart attack. Jonathan Moshe Elrichman, apologies for brutalizing that. He's from Israel. Died unexpectedly after suffering cardiac arrest while taking a bath. Not even doing any running around like we've seen. Not practicing on the baseball field or the basketball field or football field. He was taking a bath.
Holy crap! We haven't heard anything like this in the mainstream media. This is happening all the time. All the time. Young people are dropping dead. There are whole montages you can find online, like in BitChute and Rumble. Some of them are over 30 minutes long, and it's just one after the other, people in public dropping. Well, we know what's going on. All right. My gut instinct is telling me we're being set up for a culling.
Yeah, and it's totally not like you'll still be getting Pfizer and Koof ads while scrolling through social media.
Yeah.
And if you look at the comments section, almost all the time, 9 times out of 10, their comments section is turned off. Gee, I wonder why.
Oh,
this one's gonna be a little hard to read.
Man. There's only so much people are gonna take. This is getting out of control here.
Yep. But don't forget to get your booster and your flu shot at the same exact time. Flu season's coming around. Oh, flu is back. Flu is now a thing again. Oh, it seemed to disappear in 2020 to 2022.
Yeah, the last time I heard about flu was 2019.
Yeah, no shit. Oh man, yeah, this one's gonna be a little hard for me to read because this is pretty heartbreaking. The boy reportedly slipped under the water after his heart suddenly stopped, causing him to drown.
Oh.
He was rushed to Hadassah Hospital in Mount Scopus in serious condition, but died a few days later on September 28th after being kept alive on life support.
Wow.
Elrichman, I'm not gonna try to pronounce his first name because I'm gonna butcher it up, and I want to give him some respect a little bit. Elrichman was the grandson and respected doctor of Viet El, Dr. Mati Elrichman.
Did this happen in the United States?
This was an Israeli child, I believe.
Israel.
Okay. Let's see. Yep, Israel.
That's why you're butchering the names.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not kosher, man.
Well, we don't. You and I don't speak Hebrew, nor do I want to, if I could, because it's kind of like Arabic with constant sucking snot out of your sinus cavity. It up, yeah. A lot of that. I'm not a fan.
A lot of hawking and whatnot going on.
Yep.
But Jonathan appeared in a video produced by the Batea Binyamin Regional Council in 2020, where he was just 5 years old. The video was part of a government-run program called Shuski in the Land of Binyamin, which sought to, quote-unquote, educate children about vaccines as kids in a kids' TV show-like format. In the video, Shushki, a friendly puppet child, promotes real people to respond with educational answers. Jonathan and Elrichman's role in the Koof Poke and Smoke promotion made him a poster child for children's vaccinations. The film emphasizes that children have no choice when it comes to getting the stuff.
Yep. They have no choice.
Yeah. But no, they can totally, at 5 years old, tell you, hey, I'm playing with Barbie dolls now. Okay, Billy, we're going to go take you to the center, and I'm going to call you Becky from now on.
Oh, my God.
That's another thing that makes me pissed.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, when are they going to start actually going nuts over this? Because there's some countries out there that are close to 20% unexplained deaths above and beyond the 5-year moving average.
Yep. And I believe it was one of the head people up in Cucknadiastan. She actually came out and made a statement saying, we got it wrong, everyone else got it right. And when she was mentioning everyone else, she was talking about, the tinfoil wearing, anti-vaxxers that are going to totally kill grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm actually a pretty good specimen of that. Didn't get any of the pokes. went about my business, wore a mask probably 4 times before I was like, okay, this is fucking stupid. Didn't ever do it again. And I haven't been sick in like bedridden sick in probably 5-6 years.
I mean, I've caught the coof, I believe, 3 times since 2019. So, second time, the first time was just sniffles. I had like 100-degree temperature for like 2 days. Body aches. I was fine. Second time lasted quite a bit, and I felt like crap for months, and no energy, lethargic, just shitty. And I've slowly climbed out of that, and I caught it again, but that one was, I think I was sick for 4 days, and I was fine. So I mean, and I've had no pokes, none of that shit. I take the ivermectin, I take all my supplements, drink water, exercise, take the vitamin D, and for the most part, you should be fine.
All right, here. I'll get back in here. Fucking sucks running everything on a laptop now. I like to have my 2 screens, man.
I got you.
Let's see. Video came out shortly before the rollout of the stuff. The campaign promoted citizens to get the shoot as soon as they can, as soon as it was ready. Mm-hmm. Following the tragedy, the Elrichman family issued a statement. Our Jonathan Moshe, passed away a short time ago. On the eve of Yom Kippur, Jonathan went into cardiac arrest in our home, and since then we have struggled by his side after he collapsed.
Oh, wow.
With love, we thank you, all those dear to us who were by our side during this last days of his life. Jonathan is not the first poke poster child to die suddenly, however. Last year, Argentina's poster boy for childhood pokings, Santino Godoy Blanco, also died at just 4 years old.
4 years old.
Santino tragically died after falling ill and reporting a plethora of symptoms.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. He's pictured as the Argentinian government's pictured on the Argentinian government's website under a poke campaign material guideline. The pokes protect us. No, they
don't. I'm just curious. When this whole thing blows up, enough people die to the point where we get mad and we decide to take action. I'm just wondering if some of these other like second and third world countries are actually going to attempt to hunt these individuals down who are behind this. Because this is a genocide, in my opinion, and we're just seeing the beginning of it. I think it's going to get much, much worse in the next decade. Yep. Of course, this is just my opinion. What the hell do I know? I'm just an old grunt.
Yep. Just speculation, but when it comes to patterns and speculation, you can kind of start connecting the dots. And not going to be good.
No, it's insane.
Yep. God, and my heart does go out to these families because they were sold a lie, and something was going to protect them when it doesn't. Kind of like how government does that. Fun thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah. Listen, man. When I heard about the mRNA poke and smoke, I jumped online. I did a lot of research in regards to that technology. And then I looked at a lot of the clinical studies that were done on animals. And it worked in the beginning for the animals. But a year after, 2 years after the poke and smoke that they got, a lot of those test animals died from other diseases. So maybe this mRNA gives you a little bit of resistance to basically the bionic cold that used to be COVID-19. But what good is it if it weakens the rest of your immune system where it won't see cancer, can't fight off a standard pneumonia, weakens your heart, irritates your heart muscles, irritates your entire blood system? What good is that vaccine for other than for actual harm? It's my suspicion that this is exceedingly harmful, hidden in a burrito of good intentions and bullshit. Well, I didn't fall for it then. I'm not falling for it now. I've already been a test subject for the Army when they gave out the anthrax shots. I will never be anyone's guinea pig ever again, and neither should everyone out there who watches this podcast. You are not a guinea pig. All right. You are a sentient human being. Granted, you're an evil hairless monkey, but that's a side note. You deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. And when they're forcing you, in lieu of losing your job, to take this poison, something needs to be done about this. This is insane. I cannot believe the horrible amount of weak-willed sheeple we have out there who literally get in line after line for the next big thing, the next bullshit session, and they literally keep going on until they drop fucking dead. This is bullshit, in my opinion. All right, I'm done with my rant.
Yep. But I was even saying to quite a few people out there, I was like, because Trump came out, this is the greatest thing ever. This is the greatest invention ever since the wheel. Okay, it's super great. Everyone should go get it if they want to go get it. When he was doing that whole spiel and whatnot. And something clicked in my mind. I was like, wait a second. So we need 5 to 8 years of trials for certain other pokes, but this one we can whip out in half a year and get millions of people to take it. No,
it's millions of people that take it. Number one, and number two, a lot of these boosters were tested on, I don't know, half a dozen mice. Come on.
Yep. And I was even telling lefties on the internet that kept fucking jumping in the air, like, oh, you're going to kill grandma. I'm like, Trump himself can come to my front door and demand I take the shot. And I will tell him, fuck you. Now turn around and get off my property before you get one of my shots.
Yeah, a fatal collision with pieces of lead.
Yes, I have doses in multiple calibers.
Yeah, allegedly. You're a multi-range distant hole puncher.
Yes. All right. I'm glad we could liven things up around here because this one's just a little depressing.
I cannot stand when I see footage of young kids dying, being injured, being terrorized. I have a hard time with it, especially I actually went and saw. You can't see it on YouTube. You have to actually look for it online. There were whole groups of kids, young kids between 4 and like 9 years old, who were gathered together in Israel and set on fire. Yeah. That you want to talk about heartbreaking. You look at some of that shit right there. And what's going on with the big pharma, it's even more insidious. They're hiding behind good intentions. They're fooling the masses to sacrifice their very children to this bullshit that they don't fucking need. It would be different if this was like smallpox. Oh, okay. That's a horrible disease. I got it. Some of the other ones in history, I mean, come on. I got it. But those have death rates in 20% and beyond. This bionic cold, unless you're over 65, you had anywhere from a 0.5% to 5% chance of getting severely sick. Mother Nature kills off the weak and the old. So I'm not shocked when the older people started dying, because that's the way Mother Nature works. The slow one gets, eaten by the cat, and the weak ones die of disease, and later on, they're eaten by scavengers. That's the way the world works.
Circle of life.
I am sick to death of this bullshit. Oh, and if you haven't been paying attention, ivermectin has quietly been added to the list of drugs you can use to combat this. And this new pill that they tried to put out, remember the one that they said helps with the COVID? Well, it's got an active ingredient which does the same thing that ivermectin does by basically allowing additional zinc to be absorbed into your body's cells, which basically screws with the reproductive process of these viruses. Remember, ivermectin? It's an animal drug. It's bad. It could cause heart attacks. Hasn't done any of that, and they secretly add it to the treatment list. That is some super bullshit right there.
And
they're killing us with a narrative.
Yep.
This literally all this is a huge narrative.
Yep. And if you take a look at their stock market prices, prepare for the next one.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying about that.
Listen, they're already doing gain of function. They were technically not supposed to do it. Fauci's got away with it because he outsourced it to another country and paid for it with tax dollars. When are we going to start crushing people's nuts for this? This is a crime. This is a slow moving genocide, in my opinion.
Yep. And I'm still seeing a lot of the people out there posting, when's Fauci going to go into prison? When's he's going to jail? I was like, if I had it my way, he would be buried under the prison. No trial. Just
listen. I'm telling you this right now. I know there's probably a couple heartbroken fathers out there whose children have died from this bullshit. And I would not be surprised if those individuals aren't actively hunting that man. Now, I don't condone that, but I understand it.
I understand.
Wow.
I mean, well, we've seen what John Wick does when you take out his dog. You purposely take out a man's child.
Yeah, it's going to get bad.
It's going to get bad. It's going to get real bad. Let's see. I think we're just about finished here. Just a couple more sentences here. Neither of these deaths have been officially linked to the Pokes, however. I believe that's called convenience.
It's basically our mainstream media is downplaying this slow rolling genocide.
Yep.
There should be no reason 4-year-olds are dying of heart problems. There should be no reason 8-year-olds are having heart attacks, unless it's congenital and they were born with something going on. All right. Or they drink poison. It shouldn't be happening. You take your kid to the doctor because you want them to get healthy and feel better and stay healthy. You don't take your kid to a doctor to get introduced to some type of pathogen or substance that quite possibly can either radically reduce their lifespan or straight up make them miserable or kill them. You don't go to the doctor for that. People need to wake the fuck up out there. This is in fucking sane. All right. I'm sorry, man. You got me.
I'm just saying, man.
Listen, I'm very upset. I have a hard time when I see injured children or dead children.
Yep.
And like in Iraq, it was exceptionally hard for me to see young children getting injured or killed. I literally had a hard time dealing with that, to the point there was a young child outside Abu who got hit with shrapnel from a rocket attack, and we would not give her medical treatment on our on-post hospital because we didn't cause the injury. And it bothered me so fucking much. I literally got on my satellite phone, called the palace, in Victory, talked to my old A-team commander, and organized a convoy of, special forces dudes to show up and take that young girl to the hospital in the green zone and take her mother with her. I literally had that happen the very next goddamn morning. That's how much it bothers me when I see children dying and there you go. Sorry, you're going to get me too emotional here. Let's go.
All right. Well, I think we can go ahead and finish this one up here real quick. The CDC maintains that coof pokes are safe.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
The CDC advises that children over 6 months old should take the pokes. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
No, listen. You should not be taking your children to get all of these vaccinations. But, listen, when my two daughters needed to get vaxxed, I was adamant they would only receive 2 at a time. That's it. Like literally, I'm like, oh, they wanted to, give one of my daughters like 7 or 8 vaccines in one sitting, and she was maybe a year and a half old. I mean, she's like, I'm like, absolutely not. 2, that's it. And they're like, well, you'll just have to come back. Then that's just the way it is. Then you'll give them 2, and that's it. And that's what I stuck to, because I did not want to have something like this happen to them. I didn't want them to, develop Down, or not Down syndrome, but Asperger's or what have you. Or I don't even know what the other one is called anymore, where they mentally flip out. I was not taking any chances. So, all right.
No, the ones that have the pokes that have been proven to work over the past 20, 30 years, I can understand that. But when they're saying, oh, yeah, like you said, Pop, it's like, oh, yeah, we're going to give them, 6 or 7 shots, get them all the booster. I'm like, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yep.
It's insane. I mean, by the time the kid's born, by the time they go to school at 5, you basically have 4 years to get them 1 shot here, 2 shots there to get them up to speed. All right. You don't need to take a kid in there when he's 4 years old because he's never been vaccinated and give him everything. That is stupid. I mean, that in the Army, that happened to me one time, and I had to go on a deployment, and I lost my shot record. Big mistake. And they gave me all of the shots, and I was sick for 2 days. That was a rough one right there.
Yeah.
And I was 24 years old when that happened. Can you imagine a 2-year-old kid? Holy smoking Joe Frazier, that's insane.
Yeah. Might have to have a shot there, Pop. Yeah, I was just about ready to say I might have to go grab my moonshine and have one with you. Ugh. But moving on to more.
Yeah, listen, normally we don't like to cover all the bad news, but there's just so much fucking negative shit going on out there. and no one else is talking about it. It's insane. We have our mainstream media is ignoring most of this bad shit, and they're telling you propaganda or bullshit stories. They're not telling you the truth anymore.
Nope.
Right.
But well, those of you on Twitter and whatnot, if you follow the right pages, you'll know shit's being talked about, but it's being swept under the rug because of a certain incident that's going on overseas right now.
Yep.
Which
I mean,
if the reports that I'm reading and everything that I'm seeing is actually factually true, hold on to your horses, gentlemen and ladies out there, because shit is gonna get real fast.
Yeah, it is. When it kicks off, it's going to be really bad.
Yeah, we'll probably cover a little bit of that here momentarily, but we'll stick to the poke propaganda. The study links the thing to 17 million sudden deaths.
All right, read that one more time, please.
Study links the thing to 17 million sudden deaths.
17 million sudden deaths.
Yep.
World War II, the death camps killed anywhere from 16 to 18 million people, with like 6 or 7 million of them from the Jewish faith. They have done virtually the same thing with good intentions, a huge lie, and an experimental drug.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't forget their bank accounts got quite fat.
Correct.
In the past 4 years too. So I hope you guys enjoyed my Bill Shatner impression there on that one. A bombshell new study is raising major concerns about the widespread use of pokes after linking the injections to 17 million sudden deaths around the world. Study published by the Correlation Research in the Public Interest analyzed data related to all-cause mortality across 17 countries. Researchers quantified the poke dose daily after fatality rate, VDFR, across all ages. VDFR measures the ratio of poke-induced deaths to the total number of pokes administered to the population. The researchers found that the mean of all ages fatal toxicity by injection of the VDFR of 1 death per 800 pokes across all ages and countries.
All right. Now, that's 1 death per 800?
1 death per 800 injections.
All right. Also, I was watching, there's a guy who makes videos about the poke and smoke. He's last name Campbell. He's a former nurse. He's from England, retired guy. And he was basically saying that 1 out of every 60 individuals who get the poke and smoke have an adverse reaction of some type.
You don't say.
That's astronomically high. If I recall, we had a swine flu vaccination snafu, and I think it was in the late 70s, early 80s, and it wrecked a bunch of people, and they pulled it. Now, this particular experiment has been going on for like 3.5 years now, has an way bigger injury and, fatality rate. And they're still trying to push it on your kids. What does that say? That's telling you they want you to go away, meaning they want you to die.
Yep.
It's called a culling, in my opinion, of course.
Yep. They keep talking about, we need to reduce the carbon footprints. We need to reduce the carbon footprints. We are the carbon footprints that they want to reduce.
That's right.
less people on the planet means less pollution, man. Yeah, you know what? If I got to live it here with you whiny little fucking bitches, whatnot, just go ahead and show me to the nearest short cliff so I can take a long walk off of it.
Yep.
Because I do not want to live with those kind of people.
No. I mean, listen, right now, it's only guys like me who are seeing this and talking about it. But as more and more people fall off that cliff, more and more people are going to wake up. And at some point, when enough people have died and been injured, it's going to draw forth a wrath that probably will not be peacefully quelled, if at all.
No, I think it will only end with a handful of people that were mainly involved. The lower workers and all the other lab assistants, yes, they're going to get theirs, but it's not going to stop until the big wigs, get their wig split.
That's absolutely correct. I couldn't have phrased it any better.
Let's see. They delve into the math here. In other words, of the 13.25 billion injections.
Wow!
I'm going to say that there's 8 billion people on this planet.
Okay. All right.
That's almost double.
Wow.
And you got to remember, people are getting 6, 7, and I think there's going to be an 8th one rolling out of this crap, and they're going to get it too. Were delivered up until September 2nd, 2013. 17 million have evacuated their meat suit. The studies papers the researchers wrote. We quantify the overall ages of the VDFR and the 17 countries to be 0.126 plus or minus 0.004, which would imply 17 plus or minus 5 million coof pokes deaths worldwide from 13.5 billion injections up to September 23. This will correspond to a mass. God, these fucking scientific words, man. Iatrogenic, I think that's right. Event that killed roughly 0.213 plus minus 0.006% of the world's population. One death per 470 living persons in less than 3 years. Wow. And did not measurably prevent any of those.
Here's another angle you can look at this. I've been seeing the articles out there about cancer popping up under people who just get the vax, especially if they're cancer survivors. So those people, if they die of cancer, are not going to be lumped into this. Or the individuals who get ALS or MS, and they eventually die from that, not going to be linked to the, poke and smoke. There's probably a whole cascade of additional terminations that are going to happen after the fact, and they won't be linked to the poke and smoke, at least not right away.
Well, no, they're going to do the exact same thing that they did with the coof. You either died with it or died from it.
Yep.
And my guess is the died with is a lot more higher than the died from. So what they got to do is they got to implement all this crap into these pokes so that all of these symptoms come up to cover up the real cause.
Yep.
Which we know is not the symptoms that kill you. It's the main thing.
And another thing is a lot of the coroners and morticians out there raised the alarm a little over 2 years ago about these monstrous things they've been pulling out of the arteries of some of the bodies they've been attending to. And they report they have never seen anything like this before. ever.
Yep.
And then you have some doctors out there who have pulled 33 centimeters long clots out of people's legs, out of their arms, out from their aortas. That doesn't happen
No.
on the regular. I'm sure there's a few people out there whose body goes haywire and things happen, but not like this. This is becoming absolutely insane. Holy smoke and Joe Frazier. This is wow. Oh, I'm sorry.
Like bad news bears all around. But
Hey, do me a favor real quick, Jimmy. Can you look on Rumble and see how many people are watching? Because
yes,
I don't have
sir.
that one up.
Yeah, bring Rumble up. We'll actually do a quick head count right now. We've got 503 over on YouTube. We've got 596.97 over on the Rumble.
Okay.
Kicking ass over there, gents. Love to see those numbers winning. Got 63 over on MGTOW.tv, the best chat on the internet. And I'm not saying that just because there's boobies and everything else over there, but there's that over there. We got 37 over on Odyssey. We got 10 on DLive. Got 6 over on Twitch. And Kick is rocking 3.
Okay. All right. Not bad.
We'll say this, though. If you guys are ever bored or we got issues in the other chats, I highly recommend bringing up Kick and just use that for the video feed and just stick around in your chats. So if you always want to watch it, that video feed is immaculate. I don't know how they do it. Everybody else needs to implement that.
Well, I mean, they're still growing. When they have enough people, it'll get shitty because of bandwidth and what have you.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. We'll jump back in the article over here. Let's see. Researchers analyzed the world mortality data set for 17 equatorial and southern hemisphere countries. The countries included in the study: Argentina, Australia, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Malaysia, New Zealand, Paraguay, Peru, Philippines, Singapore, South Africa, Suriname, Thailand, and Uruguay.
Okay.
Let's see. The researchers also argued that all-cause mortality should actually have decreased if the pokes worked as advertised. Well, you mean Big Pharma lied to me, and I can't sue them because I got the heart issues and blood clots?
Yep.
That sucks.
Pretty much.
Yep. But in conclusion, with the researchers' note here, if pokes prevented transmission, infections, or serious illness, then there should be a decrease in mortality following poke rollouts, not increases.
That's right.
Like it should work out, as in every observed elderly age group subjected to rapid booster rollouts. Yeah. They're totally not treating us like cattle or anything. Right?
They're liquidating us, in my opinion. I literally believe that.
Yep. What was it? The Georgia Guidestones? Those things that blew up a few months back? You guys remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one has the one stones that says for the earth to be actually popular, to be fruitful, the population needs to be no less than 500 million or 500,000 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they recommend 500,000 or 500. I believe it's 500 million worldwide. So that means about 7+ billion people need to die. That's called a culling, and that's what they want.
Yep. And it's totally not like Bill Gates, the guy that created the computer and then created the computer viruses. Then we bought the antivirus programs that he sold us for the viruses that he created.
Actually, listen, we're evil hairless monkeys. Whenever somebody gives us tools, you have evil geniuses out there who figure out ways to use the tools irresponsibly. How do I know this? Because I'm fucking one of them. I understand these things. Now, Gates didn't invent all of the computer viruses, but he did invent the operating system that is incredibly, basically, open to computer viruses to attack them.
Technically, he stole plans from IBM, but yeah.
Yeah, who's counting?
Yeah, who's counting? Who counting? You know, he's a philanthropist. He's onto buying farmland and telling you to, eat the lab meats. Don't eat your fresh, grass-fed Angus beef out there. No, that's bad for you.
And I believe he's working on some type of like mosquito-carried thingamajigger.
Yeah, the GMO mosquitoes. That's gonna work out great. Oh wait, there's malaria in Texas and Florida now.
Yeah.
Winning. No. I'll finish this one up here. Let's see. Mortality would not increase solely when the pokes are rolled out, when no excess mortality occurs before pokes roll out, as we have documented here in 9 countries across 3 continents. Even more damning, Dennis Rancourt, co-director of the Correlation of Research in the Public Interest, told the Epoch Times that their report found no evidence that the pokes actually saved lives at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's odd.
If I have my camera on, you'd be seeing my my. So this is me surprised face. Okay, I'm done. Fucking hell. There is no evidence in the hard data. Excuse me. Clear my throat here. Excuse me. Sorry about that, Jim. No hard data of all-cause mortality of beneficial effects from the COOF vaccine rollouts. No lives were saved. On the contrary, the evidence can be understood in terms of being subjected as a toxic substance.
No.
Yeah, it's not like it's giving you spike proteins and all them, life force blockages.
Yeah.
Yeah. The risk of death per poke increases exponentially with age. Shocker. Mm-hmm. The policy of prioritizing the elderly for an injection must be ended immediately. Researchers added that from data from countries such as India, Australia, Canada, Israel, and the United States show a similar phenomenon of a spike in all-cause mortality when the boosters were rolled out.
And you know who really went crazy with the vax and the boosters? Israel.
Yeah.
They literally went nuts for this stuff. So I'm just waiting to see how that all plays out in the near future.
Well, if a certain group of people have their way, we won't have to worry about that because there will be no statistics to cover.
That's correct. We'll get to that in a little while.
Yeah. Fun times. But we'll jump into some super chats here before we get too many jumping in us. Let's see. Over on YouTube, we got Yassine.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Play a piss break. I got to hit the piss.
Oh, he's got a piss break. Oh, let's see here. Which one?
Squirrel bladder.
Squirrel bladder. Yeah, squirrel bladder. All right. There we go.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
sorry about that, gentlemen. Things had to happen.
Hey, man, when nature calls, better answer the phone or else you're going to end up with pissy pants.
People are making comments about my Del Taco drink.
I was wondering, I thought that was like a Jimmy John's cup there or something, but
This
nope.
is Del Taco.
Del Taco.
Diet Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi. That aspartame's going to kill you, man.
It's all right.
All right, we'll jump back in the super chats here. We got over on YouTube, we got Yasin Fakir. I apologize if I am messing up your name there. $6.99 Canadian. So
Thank you.
We have another fellow croissant in the chat. We got a Demaster 12, $5. It says women's definition of equality is a gynocentric twist on the one from Animal Farm. Men and women are equal, but women are more equal than men.
Yeah. Okay.
I got a Sharpshooter James here with $4.99. Says, can't wait when we all just spurt out the obvious. Women's basketball is just a crappy product compared to men's.
It absolutely is.
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely is.
Now, hang on here. All right. If I am going to deal with the goddamn traffic, have to pay for parking, fight through a huge crowd, get fleeced at the door for an insane amount of money for a ticket, wait in line to get beer and hot dogs, and then wait in lines to piss, and deal with all of that frustration and coughing up that amount of money, why would I do all that to go see subpar players? I won't. I want to see the best of the best. I want to see the professionals playing. That's what I'm paying for. That's what I'm sacrificing my time for. And look, I'm glad women play their sports or whatever. Good for them. But I'm sick and tired of subsidizing it. That's all I'm saying.
I could agree with that. Kind of to piggyback off of that, of course, folks know I live in Nebraska. Our football team has been quite shit for quite some time. But I will say this. Our volleyball team is fucking kicking ass. They are undefeated. They are number 2 in the country. And what was it? Just last month, they set a world record for a women's sporting attendance record at over 92,000 people. So,
okay. See, if they could pull in numbers like that, then they deserve to get the big paydays.
Yep.
But right. That doesn't happen often.
No. Nope. Let's see. Got a Sean St. George jumping in here, $4.99. Says you'd figured when kids started falling off the census, suddenly there'd be outrage. I've yet to see it though.
Yep.
And happy nomadic with $10 says waiting for that killer comment to reset civilization.
That could happen. You never know.
I'm with you on that. And we got in his mind $4.99. That is his first chat. And I do want to go back up and say Yasin, that was his first super chat there. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
In his mind, he says, I'd still like a recorded conversation with you at some point, as there's a lot of good topics between what you and I cover. Hit me up when you can.
Send me an email to redonkulas12@gmail.com.
Yep, redonkulas12. Dung is fun, $2. Says, Pop, have you heard about peptides?
Yes, I do, and I use some of them myself. But we're not going to talk about that here. We can cover that on a different show.
That'll be a different one. And I got a Happy Nomadic with $2. Says, Del Taco money, Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, I went to Del Taco.
Yeah, that's all right. I went to Taco John's, so it's kind of like the regional.
I mean, typically, I've been eating a lot healthier lately. Like today, I had about a half a cup of peanut butter, 3 apples, 2 eggs, 1.5 liters of water, a thing of herbal tea, And then for dinner, I had 3 tacos. That's my big meal. I usually eat 1 big meal a day, and I decided it would be Del Taco today.
Hey, man, tacos work. Tacos are awesome. All right, we'll jump over here to Rumble here before they jump around on me and fuck with me. I got a Benny D here with $10. Says women want CEO, etc. They mostly fight for positions that provide money, status, and power. Love you guys. Keep it up.
They do, and they're not willing to work their way up either. They want to step in at the top because it's only fair. Like, shut the fuck up.
Oh no, they'll do the work, Pop. It just happens to be that work is underneath a desk and they're on their knees.
Well, I mean, they're trying to get laws passed that it's mandatory to have a certain amount of females on the corporate boards. All right, listen. If there's nothing holding these women back except for themselves.
Yep.
There's no laws that are discriminating against anyone anymore. And if you want to be a CEO, you got to put in the time, meaning you don't get days off. You work crazy hours. Vacation, what is that? Family, don't have one. They literally put all of their purpose and identity into being the CEO of this company and fuck everything else. Now, if I'm sure there are some women out there who are willing to do that, more power to you. But most women don't. They like to have that work balance, with their family. They got to get off a little early to pick up kids from school. They got to stay home when a kid gets sick. When you're a CEO, you don't get to do any of that at all. You work your goddamn ass off all of the time because that is your purpose and identity.
Yep. And if you do end up taking up that purpose and identity, normally you can afford 3 to 4 nannies or maids to make sure that the kids stay home and they start good and whatnot. But again, you're still more focused on your career than you are your family. And I'm sorry to say it, but either one is doomed to fail.
Correct.
Yeah. See, yeah. Anonymous over on Rumble with $2. Justin Bieber now has the eye of the Pfizer.
I like it.
It's the eye of the Pfizer. It is 1 or 2 pokes. I think I can help out writing some lyrics for that. So, guys in the Gilded chat, let's work on some lyrics for that.
Get on it.
All right, let's see. Let me scroll down through the chat here, making sure. Looks like Crusader Nate is keeping up on the spam bots jumping in there and fuckers. Let's see. Got a Knote 72 with $2. Says, "Hey Pop, I shipped off your goodie box. Should be at the PO box in a few days.
All right, cool. Thank you.
We'll send an email. We'll send an email to the Redonkulas email for when you open it." All righty, so we got some goodies and a story.
All right.
That'll be a good one here coming up here pretty soon.
We've got a whole bunch of stories. I love you guys sending us stories. It's awesome.
Yeah. All right, let me scroll down. Let's see. Got a Digital Do for $2. Says, okay. I heard this from my nephew. CUNT. See you next Tuesday. Come. See you Monday. I'll have to listen to the parts I missed. Dinner with the niece and her daughter family first. Pop, question. Favorite food?
Pizza. The close second to lasagna.
Oh, gotta love that lasagna, man.
Yeah, and if you're going to say see you next Tuesday, use the proper Redonkulas acronym, which stands for Can't Understand Normal Thinking. It covers everything.
Yep. And if you're addressing AOC, just call her an opinionated con.
Or mule teeth.
Sounds refreshing, but it really isn't.
Yeah. Mule teeth.
Alrighty. Ugh, God. How the hell does she suck a dick without getting slapped in the head and said, "Hey, quit using so much teeth"?
I don't know.
Her mouth has 80% teeth, so
Yeah.
just give me the dry handy. I'll be satisfied with that. Just the dry handy. Maybe spit on it for a little bit. Get a little bit of there and all that good. All that. No thanks. Let's see. Professor Blake Pooh Ass Blaster 3000 comes over. Says today at work told a female coworker a joke today to sit on my face and I will guess your weight. If I guess wrong, I will eat the difference.
Oh God.
At least she could take a joke.
That's nasty. Ugh. Okay.
Oh, you nasty bastard.
Oh.
All right. Let's see, that covers everything on the Rumble here so far. We'll jump over to MGTOW.tv, the best chat on the internet, gents. If you're not signed up for MGTOW, what are you doing? You're fucking up by the numbers. So you got a crazy uncle here with a couple in a row. His first one here says, women say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Men say beauty is in the eye of the beer holder. Drink her up to a 4.
It happens all the time, and I've done it myself.
I've had to do it myself there, and I am not proud because when you get post-nut clarity while you're doing the deed is one thing, but when you sober up from, I think it was like 8 to 10 beers plus like 3 or 4 shots at the same time as you get your post-nut clarity midway through the deed, it's the biggest buzzkill anyone has ever had.
Well,
Trust me.
It's a traumatic day. It's happened to me a couple times as well, and I totally understand.
It's bad, man. It's bad. Crazy Uncle second one here following up. It says, if it came down to banging your buddy's girlfriend's anchor, if she was a butterface, forget the bag. Throw a flag over her face and do it for your country.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah. And then when you go out drinking with your buddy, be like, okay, buddy, I did my part. Now you do yours.
There you go.
I took 1 anchor. Now you're going to take 2 for me.
Oh, no.
Let's see. Got Mountain Man 93.95 coming in with $5. It says these pokes in the end is about world population reduction. Yep. Goons at the WEF are hellbent to get the world population cut by God knows what awful percentage. Very diabolical and evil. Yeah.
I believe it's something like 85%.
Yeah.
Maybe more than that. 90.
Yep. Which reminds me, what's old Bill Gates going on around? What's he weaseling in about? Since we're all distracted on the happenings on the kitty litter box of the planet.
I have no idea. I haven't been keeping up on that psycho.
Yeah, I've been doing my things.
I understand. With a lot of money, you get a lot of power. I got it. All right. But he is a computer guy. Why in the fuck is he messing around with all of that other shit?
Yeah.
I just can't wrap my head around it.
Yep. And it's totally not like he owns 220,000 acres here in my state of Nebraska. Bill Gates is now the largest single farmland owner in the United States. But yet he's wanting to push all this lab-grown beef.
Yep.
Huh. Okay, then.
Yep.
Nothing suspicious about that.
Nothing, man. Nothing.
No, everything's fine. It'll
be
fine.
great. It'll work out.
Right?
Yeah.
No, it'll work out great. I got Iapetus here. $2 says genocide is their idea of, quote, reducing the carbon footprint, like I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
If that is true, which it is, then those who are spewing that vomit need to lead by example and reduce their own carbon footprint. If you catch my drift.
I don't.
Yep, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Says, eat a bag of dicks. No, in fact, eat all of the dicks.
Yeah.
Then when they are, quote unquote, reduced, we can pull a pop and Dynacide 13 and bury them in a soup of fecal. No, we'll just put them in the wood chipper and feed the remnants to the hogs, and then make delicious bacon out of that hog.
I don't know. I don't think I would eat that pig. That's just nasty.
Yeah, it is nasty. That is nasty. Let's see. We'll jump over to Odyssey here, and then we'll jump into the last two articles here. Got blankets. Sad there wasn't a Sunday live stream, Pop. Hope you're feeling well. 07 Terrence Pop.
Actually, today I was under the weather pretty bad. I woke up with a migraine headache. Same thing with yesterday. So, they gave me a new medication. Seems to be a little bit more effective than the old one. So I'm doing okay.
Well, that's good. Excuse me. We got P.S. Hermit. He is saying good morning to us. Good morning to you there, good sir. You must be on the other side of the earth. It'd be pretty cool to know where you're at there. We got Caleb on. Murphy is a smartass who likes knocking people down a peg or two and then pegging them. I had added in that part. Fate on the other hand is a vindictive bitch who has poor impulse control.
Absolutely correct.
That is true. And Senior Airman Dick Fitzwell, Evil Shags, please see Blake's email for funny links. I did open those up, and I apologize, but those are on YouTube, so we can not play those. So apologies for that.
We'll look at them, and if they're any good, we'll add them to the fucked up but funny stuff.
Yep, well, they will definitely be archived and whatnot. But let's see, got a couple more here. Bring that up. Sorry, clicking buttons. Got too much shit on one screen. Why did Murphy have to fuck me over? I like having my two screens. Let's see. Got Ali Card 1776 with a couple in a row here. Says first one. They're saying that oil is going to be $300 a barrel.
That's going to be bad.
Well, I'm just saying if the things happening on where they're happening don't stop a certain major oil producer of the entire fucking globe said they're going to shut the tap off.
Yeah, it's going to suck. It's going to suck.
Are you ready to embrace the suck? Because you're about to.
Yep.
Yep. And then his follow-up one, it says, buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy of what is coming. Yeah. So make sure that your seatbelts are secure, your food trays are in their upright and locked position. You have plenty of Fixodent in your dentures because holy shit, it's about to get real.
I hope not. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Let's see, just got a couple more over here on Odyssey. Got more fun than a barrel of monkeys. Those Georgia Guidestones, the people who do not want, who want to kill people for Mother Gaia, are pagan animists. They do not have the best interest of humans in mind. Oh, those mosquitoes they released from a helicopter that Salty Cracker did a video on. That one there, that video, certain video you're talking about right there. Yeah, that's the one we're talking about. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Mankind was not meant to fuck with Mother Nature. There's like 5 or 6 movies proving that mankind should not play God because you might get eaten by a 6-ton T-Rex.
Well, here, like Australia is overrun with rabbits. All right.
Yep.
The killer bee they brought that over from Africa because it was more robust. It's also infinitely more aggressive because it's in fucking Africa. Fire ants. They're all over the South. Yeah. What are we thinking? And we got like these fish in the Great Lakes, or trying to get into the Great Lakes, like some kind of carp that breeds astronomically fast. and jumps out of the water all the time.
Oh, Asian carp.
Yeah, we are idiots. And I cannot believe we actually are that naive to think that we can play God. We can't.
Yep.
We're flawed, hairless, goddamn monkeys. And every time we try to do that, we fuck it up.
Yep.
When are we going to fucking learn?
Hopefully before we continue to keep doing evil, hairless monkey shit and extinctify ourselves.
I'm betting on Instinctify.
Yeah, it's
listen. Every time I put gas in my car, I look at the sticker that says "Do not put this in your mouth or anus." I'm like, wow, we are so fucking dead. You just have to laugh at the stupidity.
Yep. The scene from Terminator 2 comes to mind.
Yep.
We're not going to make it, are we? Humans. You were born to destroy yourselves. It is in your DNA.
He's not wrong.
Fucking hell. Alrighty, last chat over here on Odyssey. We got a agent of social media chaos. Says Super Saiyan Ultra Dark MAGA Pure Blood here. No jab for me and never will be a jab for me. By the way, this is a reference to Goku and Vegeta's current forms in the Dragon Ball Super manga, which are Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct and Super Saiyan Ultra Ego. For those who didn't get it, yep, I was picking up what you're putting down. I do like me some DBZ. And then he follows it up with another one. Every time I hear the name Mother Gaia, I think of the psychotic villain in the anime Kamikatsu working for God in a godless world, who was trying to destroy all humanity with a monster she created.
Yep.
Sounds vaguely similar. All right, let me do a quick recap of the chats. If you guys sent in chat, I do not want to miss it.
We got one in here from fellow war hoarder for $100 donation. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, yep. Let me bring that one up. Let's see. It says, here's my donation message. It's simple and to the point, and in the context of what you guys are talking about. Brought to you by Pfizer. And for that donation, you definitely get one of these, good sir.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Loudspeaker, I'm not going to use the rest of his emailing. He really contributes a lot of information and back channel stuff to the show, and I'm grateful for Tim every single day. He literally helps us out.
Yep,
and,
that was a direct donation to Second Class Citizen.
Yeah, that means nobody gets a cut. That goes all to us. That's good.
Yep. Hell yeah. All right, let me make sure. Wow, there's a lot of fucking emails popping up. All right, I just want to quickly look over, make sure I'm not missing anything here. Let's see, that one is there.
What other two articles do you have?
All right, see. We happened to mention a couple times of the shagnanigans going on over in the
box of sand.
The box of sand.
Box of sand. Shagnanigans in the box of sand. Okay, now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's I may or may not have some updates that some of you guys or yourself, Pop, have not seen yet. But Biden admin gave Hamas $75 million while knowing terror attack was imminent. This was October 14th, 2023.
Yep.
3 days ago.
And that's not even in the mainstream.
No, let's totally give the Doom Coon $75 million. Let's go ahead and unfreeze Iran's ass.
Are you up to speed on exactly how much of the aid that we send, that the whole world sends to Gaza, actually goes to the people? It's minuscule. It's estimated they started this whole thing with over 200 1,000 of these goddamn rockets. Their entire area is an underground Viet Cong tunnel maze.
Mm-hmm.
Weapons from Afghanistan, weapons from all over the world get funneled in there. And supposedly they're blockaded so they can't do that. But evil hairless monkeys are going to evil hairless monkey shit. And they are loaded to bear. Hezbollah is even worse. If you look at Hamas, they're basically a double A ball game, team, baseball team. Hamas, well, they're low-level professional team. And this is going to get ugly. There will be multiple fronts, and I'll cover that when I go through my briefing.
Oh, yeah. Big time. But, yeah, 75 million going to people that are on one side of the, I'm going to say it, the spectrum, that are saying we're going to completely genocide another side of people because we don't like them, they don't like us.
Correct.
And just to prerequisite this, I am taking no sides, like we covered the last time, because both sides are calling for a complete and utter genocide of each other. I cannot get behind that.
Well, hang on. Israel is not calling for complete genocide. Israel is calling for the destruction of Hamas. I've heard them say that. I haven't heard like we're going to wipe them all out, though. I am sure a lot of them feel that way.
Yeah, there's been of course, the guys on Gilder give me shit. I have a very unhealthy relationship with Twitter or X or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So I kind of keep my nose to the ground, my ear to the ground on everything. I'm over all that other shit. If that doesn't interest me, I keep on swiping. What's the next fucking story? Mm-hmm. I've seen probably 2 to 4 videos of high-ranking Israel government officials saying we need to completely wipe out Hamas. We need to completely wipe out the Gaza Strip. I'm like,
I haven't heard them say the Gaza Strip. I said Hamas. I heard them say Hamas.
Well, Hamas resides in the Gaza Strip, and
let's be honest here.
It's bad.
Let's just be honest. I am not Jewish. I was raised Christian. I have been to Israel, I've been to the country of Israel twice. I've been to Egypt once. I've been all over the Middle East, Northern Africa, South America, all of Europe. I've seen a lot of craziness. Okay. Now, when I hear people talking about Islam being the religion of peace, I literally have to laugh in their face. I have not. There really is no age of peace in the Middle East. You can argue back to when the Persians were there, I guess, maybe, but the whole area is just a big churn and burn of craziness. Now, like I said, I'm not Jewish. I have a lot of Jewish friends. I don't care what religion you are for the most part. As long as it doesn't implicate me, I don't care. But I have no love for Israel, and I have no love for the Middle East. I am completely neutral in this entire thing, other than the fact, and I'll say this again, I am sick and tired of paying the bill for this bullshit. The American taxpayer needs to stop paying for these endless goddamn wars. I'm sick of it. Listen, I understand, Jerusalem, the Middle East, got a lot of Oh,
it's the Holy Land.
The Holy Land, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
I don't care. I am sick and tired of all of this conflict over piles of stone and other holy artifact areas or whatever you want to call it. I am sick and tired of it. I really am.
Yep.
And I don't hate anybody. I don't want to see anyone die. I'm just sick of paying for it. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
And so should you. This is ridiculous.
Yep, I'm in the same boat there. Actually, I think I made a pretty appropriate meme. It was the you know what? I'm just gonna say it, kid. That's wearing the yellow shirt. And the second line was both sides, they could go suck a big fat pig dick. And I chose pig for a reason because I swear to God, a double bacon cheeseburger can create world peace.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a person angry that's eating a double bacon cheeseburger? No, he's happy. He has meat. He has cheese. But most importantly, he has the salty goodness of bacon.
Yeah.
Solidified bacon grease is the glue that holds the world together.
I can't say you're wrong, bro. I can't. I was
saying
pizza, but
a double bacon cheeseburger or some like really good pulled pork, some barbecued ribs, maybe a pork chop or two. Just saying, man. Oh, I'm making myself hungry now. Damn it. We'll kill off these last two articles here.
I'll just roll through this real quick and I'll give a brief and we'll
Yep.
come on.
Of course, Democrat Joe Biden administration gave Hamas $75 million in early October, just days before the group launched an assault against Israel and after learning that a terrorist attack was imminent.
Nice.
So I've also heard conflicting statements that Egyptian intelligence and the surrounding area was giving Mossad intelligence saying, hey, something big is going to happen. You might want to pay attention, look out for it, stay alert.
My sources are saying that is 100% true.
That would not surprise me. Not surprise me because, everything is all hunky-dory. And then once the Schmurlhats get involved, it's like, oh, no, everything needs to be dropped in the world. We need to go save them. Yeah, fuck you. Sorry, that's just my opinion. But Secretary of State Anthony Blinken approved the release of the $75 million in funding for Hamas-controlled Gaza, who Blinken, I believe, was over there when he created that release or something like that. Oh, and bonus note, even though the Prince of Jordan and another place has canceled their meeting with Joe Biden, who is on a plane as we speak, flying over to Israel.
Correct.
I'm sorry, but when the fuck is it a good idea for an old decrepit potato in chief that shits his pants on the regular to fly on a plane fucking 16 hours into a fucking war zone?
Yeah, especially the guy who spent 1/3 of his one-third of his presidency on vacation.
Over a third.
Over a third?
Over a third, yes.
Wow. Yeah, that's
it'll be fine, right? Yeah. I'm not going to say what I had a conversation with a gentleman on Twitter with, but we were in agreement, and well, let's just say accidents may or may not happen, and I may or may not go get a bottle of expensive whiskey and a expensive cigar if something were to happen.
Yeah.
Not giving any details on that.
I gotcha.
But of course, Blinken diverted the cash to Hamas just hours before the funds were set to be redistributed elsewhere. The move was hushed through with little attention in early October. Gee, I wonder why. Yep. Just days before Hamas launched its terrorist attack against Israel, slaughtering, raping, and kidnapping hundreds of innocent civilians. That's also another thing that is being discredited. Swept under the rug and discredited. It's either way that you look at it. From the sources that I see, I look at both sides of the spectrum, and I'm just going to say it. Both sides are committing war crimes, and we're only talking about one side. And you could probably guess which one side is what we're talking about.
Yeah, I got you. All right.
Yeah. What bomb? What bomb?
Yeah. All right. So we got about 15 minutes left. Let me give this briefing before we run out of time.
All righty.
All right, hang on. Let me get this. Prepared for you guys.
All righty. While you're doing that, Pop, we did have a couple more
super
super chats jump in here. Yeah, we got a G-Ski, $5. Hey, G-Ski. Hope you drop by again sometime, man. Hope you enjoyed the beers around my area. Says, Papa Jimmy, show us your vice presidential hog slayer unit citations.
I see what you're doing there, bro.
Oh, bastard.
Good burn.
Yep.
Quality burn.
That was a good one. H12 with $5 says, sent an email about Vax Vial.
Yeah.
Might have to.
Apparently, there's
save
certain
that one
lots
for-
that are way more deadly than other lots in the whole vaccine craziness.
Oh.
But we don't have time to cover that.
Alrighty. Yep. I just saw that one. I have that one marked for a future stream or even for a Sunday supporter stream.
And thank you for sending us that information. Yeah. Who was the email address? Who sent that in?
That one was from H12, aka Heidi.
Yes.
Yep, I already got it starred there.
He sends in a lot of stuff, man, and it's good stuff.
Hell yeah!
Again, thank you for the information. I'm grateful for it.
Yep. So if you guys are want to jump in on the supporter streams on Sundays when Pop's internet decides to not completely Amber Heard.
Listen, this is not a good neighborhood. It's a gray area. It just is what it is.
It seems kind of racial, Pop. Is that racial? Is that kind of a racist thing?
Around Detroit, typically you have the first row of defense, which are basically the redneck white trash people. And I'm in the area where it's kind of blended, so it's gray. So it's not good.
That's all right. I'd rather have a gray area of protection than no protection.
Correct.
Let's see. Right. I can roll through these super chats here real quick before we start.
All right.
I got a fly trap at $5. He says, Jimmy, don't think the turban wearers would agree with you on bacon. Neither would the small hats.
Nope.
That's why I'm saying a double bacon cheeseburger can create world peace.
General Pershing, right around just before World War I, had to deal with a lot of craziness in the Middle East. And he basically put out a general statement that, we'll execute you and the bullets will be dipped in pig blood. And a lot of people just calm down because that's how much they despise pork over there.
Oh, man, how can you hate pig, man? It's so good. All right, let's see. Got a Professor Blake Pooh Ass Blaster 3000 over on Rumble. Pop, just want to say thank you for your videos. Just paid off one credit card and a student loan.
All right.
Hell yeah. One student loan down, and 2 credit cards and 1 car loan need to be paid off. And after that, I'm debt free.
Yeah.
Snowball it, man. Just make your minimum payments on one thing. Keep plugging away, saving at that. Once that one thing's paid off, take that payment and add $20-$30 to the next one.
Yep.
Just snowball it. You'll be done in no time. Because that's what I did, and it works great. I got a MX Stilger over on Rumble again. $3. Says, as for Bill Gates, everyone needs to watch Pirates of the Silicon Valley from 1999. Both Gates and Steve Jobs stole Xerox idea from the internet and made billions.
Yep,
that is correct. All right. Looks like that is all on the Rumbles. Let me jump over here on MGTOW.tv. Again, the best chat on the internet. If you don't have a MGTOW account, you're fucking up by the numbers. I paid this with $2. Says, hey, Pop, when is the video If Pop Ruled the World come out?
I got to work on that one.
Does it still need time in the closet? Also, here's a comedy skit idea. Give a speech as if you were running for president. The stuff you would say and call out the people who would be hilarious.
All right.
Yep. There's actually been a couple guys in the Gilded saying, because I also have a an idea in my mind about how if evil Shaggy ran the world. But I want to let you get yours out first, Pop, because it was your idea. I don't want to step on any toes or anything like that.
I got you.
See, we'll finish up the super chats here on Odyssey, and then Pop can get into his briefing here. Got more fun than a barrel full of monkeys. Says, why do we have anything with regards to Israel or Hamas? Ironic name they have.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing anything about that when I raised my right hand and swore to protect and defend it against enemies, foreign and domestic.
Absolutely correct. When I first enlisted, my first duty station was 347 Bravo Company, 9th Infantry Division. And my first tour of duty was getting handed off to work for NATO to be one of the peacekeepers in Sinai, Egypt. And that duty sucked. Yeah. Did not appreciate that. Getting whored out to the UN as soon as I came in the Army.
0 out of 10 stars. Would not recommend.
Correct.
Yep. Agent of Social Media Chaos comes back. He says, not my country, not my war, not my problem is the only correct stance for Americans to take, in my opinion. Yep.
I'm with you on that. I'm sick and tired of these endless fucking wars.
Yep. I was bullshitting with the boys in Gilded one time. I'll wrap this up real quick. But we have a common phrase around the Midwest. I'm sure some of you guys have heard it. It's called not my pig, not my farm. And I said that, and Crusader Nate says, you know what, Jimmy, you need to make a new one. So I made a new one, or at least, Crusader Nate helped me out with this one. Not my corn cob, not my field.
Absolutely correct.
It's an inside joke. You had to be there, or you had to know the story to tell it. So, so if you guys do join in on the Gilded, sign up for Gifts and Bro, Subscribe Star, Locals. We try to put out a notice every week to let you guys know that is still available for an option if you guys want to join the community. Lots of good stuff going on over there, so sign up.
Yeah.
And got a couple more over here. More fun than a barrel full of monkeys comes back. Says, Shaggy, dollars to donuts. Biden's getting shipped over there to become a martyr because his controllers are done with his shit.
Pretty much. We'll see what happens.
That coincides with the conversation I alluded to earlier with the gentleman from Twitter. Cheap Kikabitch is a slap on donation and comes back. He says, I think Pershing actually did it and buried them with pig offal. And then he released one to spread the word.
Yep. Yes, he did.
That would do it. All right, let me do just one more quick minor check here. Oh, got one more from Digital Do on Rumble, $2. Pop, I've heard that we really went to Iraq for some artifacts and a Stargate that was there. I've heard from at least 20 people who've worked in/on spooky/weird research. They do a little bit of that.
Listen, I've heard all kinds of crazy stuff, but that's a paranormal, another paranormal show I'll have to get into.
Yep. That's it. All righty. And we are all caught up over on YouTube there. So, Pop, we're ready for the briefing.
All right. If you remember, I covered the Israeli conflict. All right. And I went through the 4 phases of continuous operations, talked about the reserves getting called up. They were calling up 360,000 dudes. That was a week ago. Well, today they have roughly 164,000 of the 360,000 they called actually show up. All right. That's probably more people are coming in, but if they really want to have the effect that they want, they're going to probably have to wait. All right. I talked about pulling equipment out of storage, and what I have been hearing is Israel has the M60 tank, which has been upgraded. They call it the Magach or the Magog or whatever, MAGACH, and they're technically the reserve armor units for Israel. Those are now on the move. They're getting staged and they're getting worked on. So, what is that saying? It is my opinion that Israel knows this is going to be a minimum of a two-front fight. Minimum. So, they're getting ready. Let's see. Again, they're training the new troops. Now, I've been hearing some reports that all of these reservists that have been called up have having a hard time getting their hands on enough equipment or proper equipment. It's similar to what happened in Russia, I guess. I don't know if Israel maintained a stockpile to equip 500,000 guys. Who knows? But they're collecting all kinds of money. People are sending stuff over there. We had, what was it? We had a rapper or somebody here in the United States fill it up full of Kevlar vests and fly it over there in his private jet. Listen, it is what it is. Things are going crazy. When we first started in Iraq, there wasn't enough vests to go around. People did the same thing, so I understand. All right. They're reassembling the chain of command for the 360,000 people they're bringing in. They're hoping to increase their standing army to 2/3 of its size by the end of the month. We will see what happens. We'll see if they get the full 360,000. I think they'll come close, 310, 320 maybe. I don't know if they'll be able to get to the 360,000 unless they decide to, activate dudes who are 38 and beyond in age. So we'll see. There's been massive amounts of blood donations. And remember, I talked about setting up mass casualty facilities. I know that they're organizing this. I don't believe anything has been set up, but they're taking all kinds of blood donations. Now, typically, when you bank a bunch of blood, you have a inkling that you just might need it. All right, 80% of Iron Dome's reserves have been expended, meaning if Hezbollah decides to get all stupid and launch a bunch of rockets, there's really not much more the Iron Dome can withstand. It has literally been, firing hundreds, if not thousands of rockets a day for the past week. Again, this is just rumor. From what I'm hearing here, again, I'm a trained intel analyst, so I read between the lines, and I see what's not being said by what is being said. I know it's hard to explain, but it is what it is. All right, we're talking about that hospital that was hit that had 500 casualties. Israel's put out an official statement that it wasn't them. It was a rocket fired from Hamas, which I'm going to be honest, those things are not the best. So I would have to err on the side of Israel on this one. And the casualties are anywhere between 500 and 680 at last count. That is a lot of people from one rocket strike. So yeah, it hit outside a courtyard of a hospital. I don't know if it was full of people, but that's a big hit right there. And on a side note, Hamas intentionally stores weapons and ammo below hospitals. So under the Geneva Convention, if you're using a hospital as a staging point for attacks, it's no longer a protected, area. But the media is going to media, and they get all stupid about it. Okay. We have Hezbollah probing and harassing fires on the Israeli forces. There has been some KIAs, mainly on the Hezbollah side from artillery counterfire. I believe there was a couple vehicles that were hit with anti-tank missiles. But, listen, that is pretty much a leading indicator that Hezbollah is going to get involved in this. if they don't, I would be very surprised. The USA has sent Tier 1 units that are now on the ground. That's SEAL Team 6 and or Delta Force, or perhaps both of them. I cannot get any information if they're actually running ops to rescue anyone as of yet, but they operate basically in a closed loop, and it's really hard for me to get any information behind 2 or 3 layers that they operate behind. The 82nd Airborne has been moved 1 up on their alert status. So I believe that usually 82nd has like 1 battalion on a 4-hour recall. If they've moved up on the alert status, they probably have 3 battalions on the 4 to 6-hour recall, and everyone else has been moved up. So they're on recall in 6 to 8 hours. So we'll see what happens. 2,000 Marines, along with a Navy float, has been sent to that area. Nothing says fuck you more than 2,000 pissed off Marines who don't want to be there, don't want to be exposed to the heat, but they have to show up there. If they use them, it's usually not a good thing. There are videos out there of executed Israelis' bodies, and they've been paired up to actual security footage showing the individuals being walked out of their residence and then shot in the street. And there are videos out there of actual executions of prisoners. All right. Now, Hamas, Hezbollah, and a lot of those terrorist organizations rely heavily on fear and terror. And one of the main ways they make that happen is by filming this kind of shit. This is next level evil stuff here. All right. Iran said they will attack if Gaza is invaded. Well, we just sent another aircraft carrier and all of the flotilla that goes with it. So we'll see how that plays out. Now, there's been a bunch of numbers out there about hostages that have been captured as per when the attack started. The numbers I've seen go anywhere from 150 all the way up to 241. So I don't know what the actual number is. I know they've actually showed some videos of individuals who are in captivity who are not dead as of yet. Again, it is what it is. The number of attackers that took place on the Saturday attack is numbered between 2,500 and 5,000. Roughly 1,500 of those individuals didn't plan on coming back because they didn't have first aid kits. And there's a lot of things that you can tell what a soldier's mission is by what he has been carrying or what he's not carrying. All right, so these individuals went across the border on a one-way trip, meaning they did not intend on coming back. Apparently being martyred over there is big in their culture. It is what it is. I'm just telling you the deal. All right, so apparently they have found a bunch of the tunnels below Gaza, leading out of Gaza, and they're now doing probing attacks. And rumor is they're actually sending in some drones and robotic equipment in there to see what's going on. And so far, roughly 200,000 people in Gaza have been displaced thus far. All right. So what is this telling me? This is telling me that I do not believe a full out go is going to take place right away. My bet is any time after this upcoming Saturday, not this Saturday. That'll be, So that'll be one week from now. We'll make it roughly 14 days since the attack. That's the bare minimum, in my opinion. Some of the other individuals I've been talking to said somewhere towards the end of the month, beginning of November, for this, cleansing to take place. We shall see. Again, we have Biden going to the Middle East. I have no idea what he's going to do. But what I find, really insulting is that dictator in chief has not even gone to the southern border, which is right now in full invasion mode. They are basically overrun down there. But he will get on a plane in his fucked up, sorry, sick mind and body, fly to the other side of the planet to talk to another country that they have the right to defend themselves and enforce their borders. If that doesn't add insult to injury, I have no idea what does. But anyway, that's what's going on thus far, and hopefully we will see what's up. I'm really worried about them pulling out the Magok tanks. That speaks volumes that they're really expecting for this to get really bad and fight on multiple fronts. And you and I both know if that happens, more than likely, it's going to get much worse. Hopefully we can keep it regional, but it's been quite a few years since we decided to go all out. There are now way too many of us on the planet, and we are really good at killing each other. So that is what I'm expecting to happen. There you go, Jimmy.
Yep. And while you were doing your little spiel there, Pop, I just happened to pull up Twitter to do a little bit of researching and whatnot. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and bring up the videos and whatnot and show them. The German chancellor was just evacuated right before his plane took off from Tel Aviv. He was rushed into his motorcade and evacuated to a shelter. Biden is expected to land in 5 hours.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Yeah, and I'll bring up just a couple more videos here that I've reposted for everybody. So again, if you guys are on Twitter, give me a follow, JimmyBones90. You'll find me. I'm not too hard to find. But due to the instance with the hospital and whatnot, and both sides pointing fingers at each other, the Israeli embassies in Jordan and I can't remember what the other one was, have been well, let's just say, fiery but mostly peaceful protests.
Yep.
Well, here's the U.S. embassy in Lebanon.
Nice.
So yeah, let's hope that those folks actually got a phone call to evacuate.
Yeah.
Remember Benghazi?
This is not going to end well.
No, not going to be good at all. Let's see. And then what was the other one here? Yep. Just a few more pictures from the embassy in Lebanon here, from Benny Johnson here. So, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Peace. While like I said, mostly peaceful, but fiery protests. Yeah. So, and remember the potato head in chief, or the dictator that was selected, that we like to call him around here,
yep,
is supposed to be landing in that area in 5 hours.
Well, we'll see what happens.
It's not going to be good. That's all I got to know.
Listen, a lot of those weapons they left behind in Afghanistan are now in that area of the country, and there are shoulder-fired anti-aircraft missiles there, so anything could happen.
Yay! Oh. But just to finish out the night here, to piggyback up on what Papa said. Shameless Biden has handed $2 billion to the Taliban since the Afghan withdrawal. Yep.
Why in the fuck are we giving them money? This has got to stop.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't need to read the whole thing, but
no, I figured I just bring up that little tidbit of information.
I am sick and tired of giving away our tax dollars to countries who will never reciprocate if we need their help and literally hate us.
Yep. I actually made a comment on Jim Pillen's Twitter. He's the newly elected governor of Nebraska here. And apparently the Capitol building here in Nebraska was lit up in blue and white in solidarity for Israel. And I happened to be commenting back and was like, yeah, okay. So when the terrorist attacks from the same people that support, the people attacking Israel over there and whatnot, are they going to illuminate their main buildings in solidarity with the United States? Are they going to send over billions of dollars worth of equipment, troops, and all other certain things to help us fight the good fight? Yeah, I'm not going to hold my breath on that. I'm sorry, gents. I hate to be the drop a black pill on you and whatnot at the end of the show here, but we are on our own. So don't ever give up your guns or anything like that. So, all righty, Pop. I think let me do one more sweep through the super chats here. Don't want to miss anybody. Thumper the Sweaty Fat Guy with $5 says, who is next in line if Mr. Potato Head and Head Bob both get relieved of their moral coil?
I have
Speaker,
no idea.
It's a Speaker of the House. They were in session. Jim Jordan failed to get the 200 votes he needed because thanks to the usual suspects. They say they're Republicans, but they wear a blue tie. Yeah. So who is it this week? We still do not have a Speaker of the House because they're still voting on it. So and then he finishes up with looks like a setup. That was one theory that was I did happen to see floating around. So, but we all know come swallow, heels up. Paul My Harris is not going to be on that trip because you don't have the first and second in line on the same plane going to the same places. Just saying. Well,
we'll see what happens.
Yep. All right.
All right.
No more over on the YouTube. Got I paid is coming back with the $2. Says, hey Pop, if we get involved in any cacophony of cunts, and the left will try to use this as a chance to seize power, like a certain mustached model in Germany in the 1940s. Should we, as the American people, get involved or tell the government to fuck itself? Would you advocate for something like that?
Well, to be honest with you, I took many oaths to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Unfortunately, I can't directly answer that question because I know there are many alphabet agencies who watch my shit on the regular. So we'll just leave it at that.
Yep. All righty. It does it for MGTOW.tv. Jump over here to Odyssey. Gee, I wonder who this is. Terry the Fat Fairy for wearing a tight shirt. Jackal.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Jimmy's version of that adage is not my MILF, not my cornfield. Either way, it ended up with Jimmy's mouth being coated in red stuff. No, it didn't. And a distinct smelly smell emanating from his penis area. What a nasty British cigarette.
Nice.
You're an asshole. God, you're an asshole, Jack.
Good burn.
Good bird. Good bird. I give that one an 8.5 out of 10.
Solid burn.
And he follows it up with another one. He says, here's a possible World War scenario. Biden gets the JFK haircut by a supposed Hamas snipper. Come swallow it, or whoever declares war and initiates a draft to send troops to Israel. China makes their big move onto Taiwan, opening up a second front. World War III.
Yeah.
Boom, death from all angles. Armageddon.
Yeah. Word is we're expected to be fighting in 3 different places in the globe by 2020.
Yeah. And how are we going to fuel those war fronts that we inevitably get dragged in when we only have 17 days worth of strategic fuel reserves?
Yeah. All right. Hey,
yeah.
Ready for the safety briefing?
Last one here. We got more fun than the barrel of monkeys. We got, King Biden is actually useful for something. All right, let me do one last quick check here. And nope, I believe we are ready for safety briefing.
All right, everybody. Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and swim. It's not going to work out. If you have to fight, please do your best not to go to the ground, and I prefer that you run away. Keep your head on a swivel. Maintain your situational awareness. Rack up, pack up, and stack up, because there's safety in numbers. There you go.
And when you go out into public and you may or may not be carrying a device that is used for punching holes wirelessly, it's best to not let that be known unless the situation calls for it. So always stay the gray man, because the gray man life will save your life sometime. Alrighty, gents, that is it for us for tonight. We will catch you in the next one.
Take it easy.